Is Nikola Jokić the NBA MVP? Now, I've done this video a few times on my channel this season, over the last few months, talking about Jokić, but today is a little bit different because at the beginning I was giving my predictions based on what I have been seeing from Jokić, but now we're actually getting to that point where you got about 25 games left in the season, and we're sitting here wondering, hey, who's the MVP? And right now, Nikola Jokić is basically the front runner. It's between him and Embiid. And I did a video on Embiid a while back, and I wanted to do another video on Nikola Jokić because I'm always talking about Jokić for some reason. I think one of the main reasons why I love Nikola so much is because of the fact that people hate on him. People always hate on Jokić, never give him his respect, his props. So it made me want to go see, hey, who's this dude that's not getting his props? I just went to go watch Nuggets games, like so many different Nuggets games after Nuggets games, seeing how good this guy is. And he's a really talented, different type of player. He has a great mindset when he's out there on the floor. That's why I love Jokić. And when it comes down to being an MVP, his stats say it all. I mean, he's averaging 25.8 points per game, 7.9 assists per game, 13.7 rebounds per game, 57% from the field, 37% from three, 30% usage rate. Everything goes through Jokić and everything goes out of Jokić. They have a 32-25 record for what? For Jokić. Jokić is just one of those guys that brings a lot to the game of basketball. He brings a lot of, just humbleness. He's such a humble player. I love my humble players. If you're humble, I rock with you off rip. He brings the shooting. He can be a wow factor type of guy. He has games where he goes out there and it looks like he's doing some crazy stuff, but most of the time he's just chill. And I'm okay with that. I feel like most people aren't, but I'm literally totally fine with watching a player that's very calm, cool, collected. He doesn't do much. He just goes out there and he plays the game of basketball. He doesn't need to, be flashy or be a showstopper. Just go out there and make the show. Like, you don't have to always be a showstopper. You can make a show. Like, Nikola Jokić is one of those great players that everybody loves for a reason, and the reason that people love him, or put it this way, there's people that love him, people that hate him. The reason that most people love him is because of the fact that what he does is so underrated. I feel like there's a lot of reason why people love him, unless you're a Nuggets fan. Obviously, you love him because he's a great player. But generally, we just love the guy because he's just so good and people don't give him the recognition for it. And then the people that just hate him for no reason besides the fact that he's not Kyrie Irving out there. And so when I talk about is Nikola Jokić the NBA MVP, immediately you'll look at his stats, and I've looked at him before. We just talked about it, but he's averaging 25.8 points per game, 13.7 rebounds per game, 7.9 assists per game, 57% from the field, 37% from three, 30% usage rate. I'll say that one more time for you guys. Nikola Jokić, his stats say a lot, but they're not better than Embiid's stats. Or let me put it this way: he averages more rebounds, Embiid averages more points, and also Nikola averages more assists. So and he has a better field goal percentage. So actually, it depends on like what you think are better quote unquote stats, or what are fake stats and what aren't fake stats. I guess that depends a lot. But when you talk about how great Nikola Jokić is on an MVP standard, when you talk about MVP, when you get down to the term MVP, what does the term MVP mean? It means most valuable player. And what is valuable? Valuable is how much does this player mean to his team? Well, when you talk about how much Nikola Jokić means to his team, you think about taking away Michael Porter Jr., you think about taking away Jamal Murray, you think about taking away Aaron Gordon. I don't know what's going on with that man right there. You think about all that, and you think about this team, it's like they are way beyond how good they should be, judging the fact that they're missing out on two all-star caliber players. Like, with no Murray and no MPJ, how is this team 32-25? How are they better than the quote-unquote super team Lakers? How are they better than the Dallas Mavericks? Like, how are they that good? How are they the 6th seed? Somebody explain. How are they that good? Because they shouldn't be that good. But Jokić is so valuable to his team that he makes them that good. Nikola Jokić is one of the better players in the NBA. He brings the brains to the team. He brings the shooting, the finishing, the playmaking. He brings basically anything you could ever want. So does he deserve to be the MVP? Well, he's having an MVP caliber season. You think about comparing them against Giannis, which I did a video like this before, maybe 3 weeks ago. I did a video Nikola Jokić versus Giannis. I had to go with Giannis, but I've changed since then. I believe Jokić is a better player, because Jokić brings a lot more to the game. And when you talk about bringing a lot more to the game, what do you mean by that, Carter? Well, you can have a one-dimensional player. Steph Curry is a shooting playmaker. He's a playmaking shot creator. Curry is, he doesn't do everything, and he's still one of the greatest point guards ever. But the thing is, when you're talking about a big men are very one-dimensional. There is the average, prototypical big man. The guy that goes to the paint, he dunks the ball. The guy that gets the rebounds, get the blocks. Has a 70% field goal percentage. That's the prototypical big. The quote-unquote average big. Like, that's what the average big does. That's who he is. You think about having a different dimension to a big like Embiid that can shoot the ball, that can draw fouls. That's great. But when you think about a guy that can shoot the ball, that can draw fouls, but can also spread out to the three-point line at a higher rate, that can also play make like a Steve Nash, white chocolate, Rajon Rondo. You think about his playmaking skills. You think about being a big man and having over a 31 usage rate. What type of player are we talking about at this point? This is a very one-of-a-kind player. So when you talk about him not being an MVP when he's having an MVP caliber season, whilst also doing the things that he does on the court, it's stupid and crazy to me how people could say he's not the MVP, and how people could be on Twitter and Instagram claiming that he is blatantly not good enough to be in the running for the MVP. It blows my mind. Nikola Jokic is a very great player, and he's one of the greatest players of all time. Let that sink in, bro. He's one of the greatest players of all time. He will go down. Wait for the man to win the championship. This MVP that he gets this season will be great on his resume. That's all I'm going to say. But let's ring in this video, man. Hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly did. Subscribe is completely free. You can always change your mind later. Twitter, Instagram, link in the description. And then, yeah, it's going to be from me, man. Peace out.